How's everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone's doing well. So we are on 19th of April. I am counting down the days where I don't have to do daily vlog. Why did I commit myself to this? That's a problem, right? With self-commitment. Like there is no one else to blame but yourself. And I'm even aware that no one's watching like my vlogs. Like so there is no pressure for me to keep going, to be honest. But I guess the commitment you make to yourself is so much important to much more important than the other commitment, because I think your brain make notes of whether you keep your words or not, and that's going to be a guide for future references. When you say something, your brain will take note, okay, then that will happen because you have reinforced with your behaviors and your words that they're synchronized. I think this is important because if you lie to yourself or make words that say words that you don't mean, and you say promises, you make promises to yourself that you don't keep, I think your brains will keep track of that, and it will make notes of when you betray yourself, when you don't keep your promises to yourself, and it will start to ignore the words that you say, and it will start to ignore the promises you make to yourself as well. So suddenly your words have no power. So I guess it's important to keep your words, even if it's to you, to yourself, because the only witness that is watching is your brain and your subconscious, and that's very important. I think like some people would say things like, "Oh, why would you bother, keeping words all the time? You can't do that. That's not realistic." Then maybe you need to be more accurate with your speech. And if you're not sure, just say not sure. I think like that's a problem, right, with neurotypicals, people that are not neurodivergent. They, I don't understand the world, their world, meaning sometimes people say things just to be polite. They don't mean it. They know they don't mean it. And I think most cases, all parties know that the words were just said for pleasantries and not for accuracies. And I have problems with that. I feel like, well, now as I get older, I am a bit more skeptical. If people say something or promise, I would just like, okay, let's see whether they follow through with that. Let's see if they back their words up, or is it just pleasantries. I don't behave as if it is true anymore like I used to when I was younger. And I think that's one of the benefits of getting older, mainly because you gathered more references, you encounter more people that are saying the same thing and then behaving different ways, and then you kind of collect those references in your brain, and you're like, oh, okay, people say this, and in most cases they don't mean it at all. So if they say this, then there's a huge chance that they don't mean these words. But I can't do that. I feel like as a neurodivergent person, as a also, it's very hard. Like I feel words are there to be used as a means of communication. It's there supposedly to clarify things, because however, the truth is verbal communications is the least reliable way of communication. Isn't that weird? People put so much importance on verbal communication, but it is the least reliable. People lie a lot. Which is why I'm thinking, like, why are people putting so much importance on verbal communications if you are going to use it as the least reliable method of communicating? Like, dude, you can't trust what people say. Then what's the point of talking? I'm so frustrated. I basically just ramped myself up to frustration in 5 minutes. Also, yesterday was the first day of yesterday or today? Yesterday was the first day of international travel opening up again. Well, only a travel bubble opened up from Sydney to New Zealand. Before it was a one-way travel bubble, which is like from New Zealand to Australia, but now a two-way bubble is opened, so Australians can go to New Zealand without having any um, quarantine whatsoever. So, which is annoying because I don't have money to go to New Zealand, which I really want to go to New Zealand because I really want to use my passport. It's been lying there for almost 9 years, not being used. So I really want it to be used properly. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you guys are having a great day. Remember to keep your words and your promises, even if it's to yourself. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.